Hello from Seoul? Let me guess, you just opened the package of bacon, but you don't want to eat the same crispy bacon again. Then you came to the right place. Today, I'm gonna show you 4 new ways to enjoy your bacon. So after watching this video, there'll be no bacon in your fridge, not even in your freezer. Alright, let's get started. As always, let me start with the easiest one, bacon egg bread. In my previous video, I showed you this already, but this time, it's much easier than that. You will need bread, egg, shredded cheese, and bacon. To make it simpler, I skipped all the veggies, which means you don't even need a knife, so there's no reason not to try this. First of all, let's cut the crust of the bread. Sorry about that. We need a knife. Roll the bread with your rolling pin to make it flat. You can actually make the batter from scratch, but as always, the first one should be the easiest one. So I'm gonna stick with the bread, but for those of you who've been waiting for the batter, sorry again, will be soon. Next, using a measuring cup or cookie cutter, cut out the bread. But if you don't have anything like this, just skip it. It's not necessary. I'm just doing this to make it prettier. Make some small cuts except for the center. These will help the bread easily get into the muffin pan. Coat the pan with melted unsalted butter, and then place the bread, brush it with butter, and add some bacon in it. If you add more slices of bacon than mine, you can get more beautiful egg bread. It's gonna be like a blooming flower. Let's crack an egg into the pan, and on top of that, add a pinch of salt, pepper, and some shredded cheese. That's it. Preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes. The cooking time can be slightly different depending on your bread, bacon, or the size of your egg. So please make sure to check before you take them out. For information, if you want a runny yolk, you can cook it shorter. Alright, it's done. Take them out and finish it up with some parsley flakes. Some of you might say parsley flakes? Seriously? No green onions? Yes, you heard it right. It's not a mistake, so no need to worry about it. Wait, green onion? That sounds not bad. Anyway, let's go to our taste tester. Claire.
와우. 스트리트푸드라기엔 너무 고급지게 나왔잖아. 스트리트푸드가 아니야. Look at this. Cute and fancy. Let's see. 오, 예쁘다. Let's bite into it. 맛있어. 빵이 베이컨에서 나온 기름을 샥 흡수해가지고 진짜 촉촉하니 맛있어. 그리고 제일 좋은 건 역시 베이컨을 팍팍 넣어줘서 그게 너무 좋은 것 같다. I love it! The best thing about making street food at home is you can make it fancier and even healthier. It's such a nice snack for Sunday. You should really try! 하나 더.
This time, I'm gonna make stir-fried bacon with mung bean sprouts. Since it's quick and easy and delicious, it's one of my favorite Japanese dishes. I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it too. For this, you will need cabbage, onion, mung bean sprouts, chive, and bacon. But if you wanna use other meat, you can also use any kind of thinly sliced meat. Everything will work fine. First, chop some cabbage, onion, and chive into bite-sized pieces. To be honest, you can use any vegetables you have, so don't go grocery shopping only for this. Next, let's cut some bacon. It will kind of shrink as you cook it, so I think a little bigger than bite-sized pieces would be perfect. Move on to the sauce. Put 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of mirin, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, and mix it. That's it. It's way simpler than you think, right? Put some oil in a wok and add the bacon. At this point, I don't recommend cooking it too long because if it's too crispy or too dry, it won't go well with vegetables. Plus, the roof of your mouth may get hurt. Now put the onions and cabbage and stir fry them for about 1 minute. And then add the mung bean sprouts and stir fry them again. Since we put all the ingredients, you might expect the sauce to be in, but no, not yet. If you put the sauce right after the mung bean sprouts, a lot of liquid will come out and it may smell like grass. If you have bad memories about mung bean sprouts, this might be the reason. So please stir it long enough over high heat and then pour the sauce. Lastly, add the chives, sauce, some black pepper, and stir fry for another 1 minute. If you want to have some one bowl meal, not just fried fried vegetables, you can add udon noodles here. Then it's gonna be fantastic stir-fried udon noodles. With a little bit of a variation, you can enjoy the same dish in different ways. So try it in many ways. I'm pretty sure everything will come out great. Finish it off with some sesame seeds, it's done. Let's call Claire. Claire?
Woo! Our house smells awesome. Makes me so hungry. 대박, 비주얼 장난 아니다. 내가 하면 약간 조금만 지나도 물 흥건해지는데 진짜 맛있게 잘했다. 먹어보진 않았지만 벌써 맛있을 것 같아. 우, 베이컨이랑 숙주랑 Ready? 와, 제대로 했네. 숙주가 씹을 때마다 내 귀 속에 아삭아삭거리는 게 다 들려. 모든 한 입 한 입이 다 아삭아삭할 정도야. 와, 장난 아니다. 식감 장난 아니네. 맥주랑 먹어도 너무 맛있을 것 같고 밥이랑 먹어도 완벽한 하나의 근사한 식사가 될 것 같은데? 진짜 어떻게 했냐? 물이 이렇게 안 나오네, 숙주에서. 뭐야?
This time, I'm gonna make a vegetable bake. Don't worry about it. Of course, it's a super simple version. You can think it's somewhere between ratatouille and gratin. You will need eggplant, zucchini, bacon, American cheese, shredded cheese, and tomato sauce. If you have your secret homemade tomato sauce, go ahead and use it. But I'm gonna use this store-bought one because Claire is kind of hungry right now, even though she just finished 2 dishes. Mystery. First, thinly slice some eggplant and zucchini with a peeler. I'm just doing this to make it really fancy, but if you don't care about the presentation, you can simply cut it with your knife, just like when making ratatouille. But on special occasions, it's definitely worth a try. Next, let's get seasoning on the veggies with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then let them enjoy some privacy. After 2 or 3 minutes, saturate the veggies with paper towels. Finally, it's rolling time. Place a piece of eggplant, zucchini, bacon, and cheese one by one, and tightly roll it. If there's anything you want to add, feel free to use it, but if it gets too fat so you can't get a nice roll, I'm not responsible. Now take out any kind of oven-safe container and pour the sauce. About 1 cup would be enough, and then place the veggie rolls one by one over the sauce. Some people say it's really hard to plate food like a pro, but don't worry about it. This dish, no matter how you put them, you will get a gorgeous presentation anyway. Good news, right? In a small mixing bowl, put 1 tablespoon of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, thyme, and give it a good mix. Instead of thyme, you can also use any herb you like. No problem at all. Now pour it over the veggies and add a generous amount of parmesan and shredded cheese. You can also use fresh mozzarella, but the reason why I'm not using it is it contains a lot of moisture, which means it can make your veggies soggy. Now it's time to bake it. Make sure to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 355 degrees Fahrenheit and bake it for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you want to use an air fryer, you can also cook at the same temperature and the same time, but again, depending on the size of your air fryer, the cooking time can be slightly different, so please be aware of that. Alright, it's done. As you guys know, Claire is a cheese lover. I'm pretty sure this is her type of thing. Claire?
Oh my gosh! It's so cheesy! It's totally my type of thing. 맛있어 보인다. Oh my gosh. Look at this. 냄새 피자 같다. Ready? 와. 씹는 순간 야채랑 베이컨에서 나오는 즙이 토마토 소스랑 싹 어우러지면서 속에 궁합이 너무 좋아. 그리고 베이컨을 확실히 두툼한 걸 좀 썼더니 육즙도 강하게 느껴지고 너무 맛있네. 가지가 너무 잘 어울린다, 이 토마토 소스랑. 엄청 맛있네. You know how big it is? 이거 진짜 크긴 커. 거의 내 코보다 훨씬 크지. 근데 이거 한 입에 먹긴 해야 돼. Ready?
The last one is today's highlight, super easy kimchi stew. I know it's hard to believe we can make kimchi stew with bacon, but don't worry about it, just follow my lead. You will need onion, green onion, chili, garlic, tofu, kimchi, and bacon. As I told you in my previous video, the most important ingredient is kimchi. It should be sour enough when you taste it. If you need more details, please go watch my previous video. I mean, not now. Please don't go anywhere. First, let's chop 80 grams of bacon, a half of an onion, onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and some green onion. And then cut 150 grams of tofu into pieces. About the size of your fingernail would be perfect. At this point, you're probably thinking what to do with the rest of the tofu, right? Don't worry about it. You can go watch my tofu video. Since everything looks fantastic, I'm sure your worries will go away. Now, let's cut 250 grams of kimchi into bite-sized pieces. If you don't have an extra cutting board just for the kimchi, please cut it with scissors. Otherwise, your mom who lost her precious cutting board will kick your, you know. Put 1 tablespoon of oil in a wok and add the bacon. All you need to do is just nicely cook it over low heat. At this point, some of you might wanna ask, Aaron, why do we need to fry this? Can we just boil it with some water? Yeah. You're right, that's much easier, but the fat from the pork makes a huge difference. And if you just boil it, it takes a lot of time to get enough fat from the bacon. That's why I'm doing this. You wanna know the truth? Hungry Claire can't wait that long. Now add the kimchi and mince the garlic. And then stir fry for about 3 minutes. Add 1 tablespoon of Korean chili pepper flakes, a half teaspoon of sugar, and give it a mix. Some of you might wonder, kimchi is spicy. Why are you torturing me with chili pepper flakes? Guys, it's mainly for the color. It doesn't make a big difference in taste. But without this, you can get a gorgeous red kimchi stew. At this point, if you add Korean beef bone stock and boil it, you can make the best kimchi stew ever. But if you can get this kind of stuff or there's no Korean grocery store near your place, then just put 2 cups of water and then add 1 tablespoon of dashida, Korean beef stock powder. You don't have it either? Don't worry about it. I have a backup plan for you guys. But let's talk about that in a minute. Now add the onions, green onions, and bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes. For information, leave some of the green onions for the garnish. Otherwise, there'll be more dishes to wash. Alright, let's talk about the secret now. It is fish sauce. But before adding this, bring your spoon and check if it's okay for you. Since we used bacon, it's gonna be a little saltier than usual. So by adding little by little, season to taste. I think about a half tablespoon to 1 tablespoon would be enough. Instead of just following the written recipe, trust yourself. That's more accurate. When you feel it's perfect, transfer it to a serving pot, which is totally optional. But this will make a restaurant quality presentation. Let me prove it for you. Add some tofu, chilies, green onions, and a little bit of Korean chili pepper flakes. And let it continue to boil for another 1 minute. How does it look? I'm pretty sure you saw this in Korean restaurants, right? No? Sorry about that. Let's see how it tastes.
Claire?
비주얼 미쳤네, 미쳤어. It looks fantastic, right? 난 딴 것보다 이 뜨거운 뚝배기 안에 두부가 야들야들 막 흔들리는 거지. 뽀글뽀글 하는 그 와중에 흔들리는 그 모습이 최고인 것 같아. 진짜 미칠 것 같아. 오늘 메뉴 구성은 한국에서 아침에 계란빵을 딱 먹은 다음에 일본 갔다가 이탈리아나 프랑스 그 어느 지점에 들렸다가 다시 한국에 와서 공항 근처 김치찌개 집에서 마무리하는 느낌이야. 우, I love it. 국물 먼저. 우후, 짜글짜글하다. 오, 이야. 맛있는데? 저게 이게 베이컨으로 되네. 그냥 국물 먹었었을 때 베이컨으로 만들었는지 모를 정도로 그냥 자연스러웠어. 오. 이렇게 잘 적셔서 같이 먹어야 돼. 맛있어. 그래도 맛있기는 한데 김치찌개 완벽하게 끓이는 법 영상 있잖아. 그거에는 조금 못 미친다. 그건 어쩔 수 없어. 이건 초간단이잖아. 어쩔 수 없어.
Today, I showed you 4 recipes that you can make with bacon. I know bacon tastes the best when it's simply fried, but it will be so much fun trying different ways. So why don't you try this out? That will give you more variety and a whole new flavor experience. Alright, this is it for today, and I'll see you next time.